We are in the midst of a pandemic that has killed millions of people worldwide. People have lost loved ones, lost contact with friends and family, and felt the sadness and stress of isolation. For those suffering in this pandemic, the world feels smaller and less secure. And social activities, once enjoyed, feel overwhelming. You may be feeling a little confused right now. Yes, COVID-19 killed an estimated 27 million people in only 3 years, that forever marked a before and after in history. But aren't we in the after? We are. We have adapted and continued to move forward. But that isn't the pandemic I'm talking about. I'm referring to an even more dangerous pandemic that continues to disconnect us and has no end in sight. That pandemic is loneliness. Last year, the World Health Organization told us that 100 people every hour die from social disconnection. Every hour. In the UK, loneliness became so rampant, they appointed a minister of loneliness. And in 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General declared a national health crisis. Today, more than 100 countries track data on loneliness. So could it be loneliness, not a virus, that is the most destructive pandemic of our time? In 30 years as a psychotherapist, I have seen thousands of clients who come into therapy not because they are alone, but because they feel alone. People are dying to connect. And I have witnessed the transformation that occurs when 4 essential relationships are healed, beginning with the most vital connection with oneself. What hinders self-connection? Is it abandonment from childhood trauma? Is it fear or shame? Is it that our authentic self is buried beneath masks, roles, secrets, and shoulds? When access to the self is lost, people reach out for habit-forming distractions to fill the void of disconnection. But addictive behaviors only separate us further from who we are. Consider technology, for example. Social media, dating apps, and video games promise relief from the emotional pain of loneliness. And tech companies are being successfully sued as a result. Because in reality, these digital connections fail to provide a sense of meaning or belonging. Even for those of you who have bonded with your AI companion. Despite not yet being a formal diagnosis, 60% of Americans self-report being addicted to their cell phones. Be honest. How many of you have had the urge to look at your phone just since I started talking? Distractions and addictive behaviors are harmful, and they can be fatal. The World Health Organization reports that 400,000 people worldwide struggle with substance use disorders. And drugs and alcohol claim 3 million lives every year. Another 4 million people die from obesity-related illnesses, and 7 million from illnesses caused by tobacco. But the danger of distractions isn't only linked to what we ingest or inhale. 1 in 4 people overwork. In Asia, there are terms for it. 996 in China refers to 9 to 9, 6 days a week. While Garasha in South Korea and Karoshi in Japan literally means death by overwork. Another 80 million people struggle with gambling disorders, and sex addiction affects nearly 5% of the global population. Self-connection is a choice. I challenge you to reconnect with your authentic self by gently letting go of the distractions and allowing yourself to feel, to breathe, to move, and to accept all of who you are as you begin the journey toward becoming your own hero. Self-connection is the first step, but you can't do this alone. We all need other people along the way for true healing to manifest. Interdependence is necessary from the moment we take our first breath. Babies fail to thrive without human contact. Children need safety to grow up healthy. And adults without secure attachment resort to substances and behaviors for comfort. Now, I'm not suggesting that grabbing coffee with a coworker will extend your life, though it won't hurt. I am suggesting that emotionally connected relationships where you can feel vulnerable, safe, and truly seen matter. Go to therapy, join a support group, identify the people in your life who care about your growth, and invest in those relationships. Find your tribe, the people who share your interest, and then show up authentically even when it's awkward or inconvenient. Connection with others is where we develop empathy and a true sense of belonging, which prepares us for an even deeper relationship with Spirit. Connecting with Spirit instills hope and positive emotions. Spiritual philosophers suggest that distractions lower our vibrational frequency, while embracing love and joy raises our frequency. Only months ago, we witnessed this phenomenon as 19 monks and a dog trekked 2,300 miles in a walk for peace that brought thousands of Americans together for a greater purpose of peace. I saw them in Raleigh, North Carolina, along their journey, and can tell you for certain that the energetic alignment of unity I felt in that moment was indeed on a higher frequency. As scientists continue to study the healing properties of vibration, research has firmly established that people with strong spiritual connections are more resilient and have better physical and mental health outcomes. My own research in Nepal found that spiritual rituals are a protective factor against the consequences of intergenerational trauma. Connect with a higher power and create your own spiritual practice, whether through faith, meditation, nature walks, or gratitude. Find what feeds your spirit and nourish that connection. Finally, our connection with the world is where we truly ascend to a higher level of growth and transformation. Spiral dynamics explains that individuals and societies evolve through stages of values and consciousness. According to this theory, human development unfolds in a spiral pattern, beginning with basic survival needs and progressing to more complex concepts such as social justice, collaboration, and global awareness. Like the relationships I've presented, each stage along the spiral builds upon the previous one, moving us from ego-centered perspectives to a broader understanding of our interconnectedness with everything. Our ancestral past, present relationships, spiritual guidance, and the planet we protect for future generations. Ending the loneliness crisis begins with each of you. You don't have to walk 1,000 miles for peace, but you can do your part. I invite you to take a single step. Open your heart, extend a hand. A wave of emotion that transforms isolation into belonging and division into unity. Let's take connection to a higher level and experience a global shift together. Namaste.